It's Week 9 of the National Football League, where we'll see this team's leader at quarterback. He comes in third in the league in passing touchdowns. Who knows what we're in store for here? And it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudman. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. They'll run with a former LSU Tiger. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. From the 48-yard line, here's 2nd and a couple. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He's got his man, Gates. And did he get in? No. They'll... at the 1-yard line. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And this offense takes the ball down the field and scores on their opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
2nd and 5. Back to throw here. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
The competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gordon. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Now they try the right side here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll set up to throw. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. Back to throw again. And that will be incomplete as well. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try one from 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 3 catches, 52 yards.
You think the head coach and the offensive coordinator are able to pull the earplugs out now? Because all week, all they heard was, you know, Coach, they can't guard the pass at all. I mean, they're next to last in the league. Let's throw it on every down.
Yeah, last week we saw the numbers. This week going against 2nd to last in the pass defense area. Good for him. He finds his man complete. That's Saunders. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 2nd quarter now, and it's our home team with possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Watkins. So the completion good for 7 there, and that will bring up 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
Only able to gain a couple there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. They'll look to throw. It's complete to Williams. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They're going to look to throw. Looking right side, and it's intercepted. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going to let this thing go deep for Gates.
And that is incomplete. Oh, my goodness. He was in his own zip code, but somehow could not look it in. Now a 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Back to throw. He's going to air one out. Touchdown! A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Miami set to take over. And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech, but I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Right back to Judy, and it's complete.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 8.
They'll set up a throw.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw over the middle, secured by Gordon.
Here's 2nd and 7.
They'll look to throw again.
Delivering again to Gordon, and he's got him again.
And he's taken down inside the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Thomas has it. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here.
He'll drop to throw. He's got Thomas yet again complete. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown.
Brian Thomas.
A 20-yard touchdown.
And the Dolphins get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they'll cut the lead to 21-7.
after the touchdown. Cook now to kick this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The home team's offense and their wide receiver getting set for this next possession. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going to let this thing go deep for Gates.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will do it for the
halftime over. No problem with us. We skip right to the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Dolphins getting set to go back to work here in quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4.
They'll drop to throw.
Throw over the middle. He finds Williams.
So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Looking to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Saunders. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
He has been arguably the league's best receiver here in the first half of the year. And to that point, he's now gone over 1,000 yards receiving with a healthy portion of the season still yet to be played.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league. Well,
and it's caught. Touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 24. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And this is not going to wind up anywhere near the landing zone, so this will be blown dead, and they'll move it up to the 40. And that flag accepted.
Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 40.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional, In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Thomas brings it in. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Thomas has got it, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Got his man. It's Williams. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to bring up second down. Back to throw again. To the right side and complete to Thomas. A good display of footwork. It gets him just inside the 5 to the 4. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Now Harrison Butker for the field goal try. This from 32 yards away. Butker's kick here is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you see a lot of guys sag and they can't make the next one. Not in this case. Stepped right up like a pro.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They go play action here on first down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Back to throw here. He finds his man, complete. It's Saunders. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So we'll get the penalty all sorted out when we get back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. In motion goes the tight end. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his man, Gates. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or 2 short, and it's 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They get 14 yards there and a first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a 2nd and 8.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. It's Jair Brown who's got it. And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
Well, still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Pass complete to Judy on the out route.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Right back to Judy, and it's complete.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jerry Judy,
51 yards.
and the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point by Butker is on target,
and the lead will be cut down to 14. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Illegal blocking the offense.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
They run the counter now on first down. It's a gain of 3, and it sets them up with second and just 2 yards to go. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. Back to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on third down.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gut.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. Now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Second down and inches. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. And I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And he'll be out of bounds. Get it up past the 45.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review of this being inside. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw as this play will stand as is.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
2nd and 10.
They'll look to throw again.
That to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just
Complete domination on both sides of the football here in this.